don't eat is compostable, and you can put it in that over there. So without further ado, here is one day.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So, without, I won't take you, I don't endeavor to be before you for a long time, so. And I know you're having lunch, so we're gonna get right to it. But why is water used? And
See him at all.
question is, why should we use water
As
wisely?
long as we see the slides.
Reason one is, water is a limited value resource. Our city is rapidly growing, and it's very expensive to cheap water. So, the biggest use of single-family outdoor water demand is, single-family demand, 50% of single-family household water use is on the outdoors. So we'll try to cover that a little bit and talk about how we can try to reduce some of that, or try to curb it a little bit. We want people to have a good, healthy lawn and garden. We want you to use water, we just want you to use it wisely. As far as our city growth, as of July 2018, our population in the city and county of Denver grew 716,000 people moved in. This is data from the Bureau of Statistics. And as you can see, Denver is the largest. Denver County is the largest growth. Then El Paso County, then Arapahoe, Jefferson County, Adams, and then so far and so on. And it's a little bit past, we're a little bit past this point, but as soon as spring get out, everybody's ready to go. They've been waiting to water. Everybody wants the fresh growth. They want their grass to be green like today from winter. And they want beautiful gardens. So the first thing though that you should do when spring rolls around is to do a thorough investigation of thorough inspection of your irrigation system. Starting with your irrigation clock. You know, there's various kinds of clock. There's the old-fashioned dial, all the way up to the Wi-Fi where you can control everything on your cell phone. These two clocks are basically, you can run everything. You could be in Hawaii and run your irrigation system with those new smart irrigation clocks. Run your sprinkler system, walk around, do a visual inspection to make sure that the heads are up and they're running properly. Because sometimes the head might be loose, you might have a crack head, you might have leaks going on in your system before you start watering and get yourself set for the season. Walk through, check everything out. And if something is wrong, these are various things. In particular, like sometimes they get clogged, you just take them off. I didn't bring one, I didn't have enough on the plane, but you take them out, you blow them out. These nets sometimes have pieces of grass and things that clogs the head. So all you have to do is take it off, blow it out, and put it back, and it'll work. Just as fine. Check your manifold, check the box. As you can see, this one is leaking. Sometimes when you turn your system on over winter, this PVC get frozen and it crack. And when you turn your irrigation system on, you might be wondering why a certain particular zone is not growing so well, because water's not getting there. So it's good to look through all those things. And if you find a problem, this is what it looks like. When you go to the store and you get one, you can repair it. I'll call your irrigation landscape company. So if you plan on starting out and you wanted to plant your sod, don't want you to grow a football field out there, but if you want to have sod, it's good to have sod, and it's good to have grass. You need it. First thing you want to do is amend your soil. Get some topsoil, and once you amend the sod, it will look something like this once you amend it, and then you lay the sod down. This is what it will look like once you lay the sod down as a finished product. By the way, if you have any question, if I'm going too fast, you can stop me, ask anything, and I answer it to the best of my knowledge.
Hey, Wally.
Yes.
I know you,
Okay.
but maybe not a lot of people in this room know you,
Okay.
and they probably don't know your background. So I was hoping maybe you could start to explain a little bit about, okay, how long you've been at Denver Water, what different roles you've had, your experience a little bit as it pertains to conservation.
Oh, sorry. I did. Most people in here look familiar, and I thank you all first of all for showing up. Again, I'm Wally Williams. I've been at Denver Water for 28 years. I started out in surveying, went to meter reading, worked a little bit in the meter shop, went to conservation, and I'm a landscape irrigation auditor. Basically, this is what I did. This is what I did for a while, and now I'm back in the meter shop, and I was a customer service field tech before I went to conservation, and then now I'm back as a customer service field tech. Pretty much that's it. So, thank you. I'll continue. So this is what it would look like once you lay the sod down. And this is what in a perfect world, after you lay the sod, or I didn't mention this, you could also see whether you lay the sod or you see this is what you want, what it should look like. Once the turf or seed has been established, this is how you want to, most grass require about an inch and a half of water per week to survive. I mean, to do real good. Kentucky bluegrass tends to use a little more water, so it'd be 2 inches to 2.5 inches when it's really, really hot in the summertime.
Well,
Yes.
is there a sod in particular you recommend for Colorado's climate that's low water usage?
Well, there's mixtures of grasses. They have hybrid grasses
Okay.
that buffalo grass sometimes. There's I don't want to recommend any because I don't want you to go out there and get in this so it didn't grow well in mine. It depends on what your yard is like, on what side of the street your property is on, sun, shade. But there are there are other forms of grass that you can use that use less water. Fescue, there's different kind, and I don't want to. We can talk about that, and I'll give you my opinion, but I don't want to put it out there like that.
Fair enough. Thank you.
So one question that people always ask though is, what's the best time of day to water? And research showed that the best time of day to water is between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. in the morning. Now, as you know, there's no watering ever between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Unless you just have a new sod and you have a permit to get your sod established. But even then, I don't think you don't need to water between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. You really don't. Even when you're trying to establish your sod, you can water it efficiently. You can give it enough water that it'll be fine. Fertilizing, everybody want to fertilize because they want their lawn to look mostly like this side. And sometimes when people are fertilizing, people have a tendency to you might have dumped a little more in one spot than necessary. And that happens a lot. So some people will see that and think, well, do I have a disease or do I have, what's going on with my grass right there? It's dying and it doesn't look good, everything around it look good. You can tell this is fertilizer burn because everything else around it is healthy. But the best way, so when this happens, the best way to get that out of your sod or grass is to wash it out. You have to get your hose out and just water that area real intensely. Wash it out as much as you can, and then remove that. Because what you're doing with that water is you're diluting it. Okay, it's too much salt, and the fertilizer is killing roots. So wash that out, remove it. I'm about to cut a nice square. Get that soil out, and then re-amend it. Put topsoil down, and then you can seed it or put another patch of grass on there and proceed.
What if your husband has created a really nice striped effect in your yard?
What if your husband has created a nice stripe effect? Well, it depends on what that stripe look like. Well, I'll say first thing, get a new spreader. The spreader's done with his or, no,
Our new husband?
no. It's cheaper to keep them. So, nah, same thing, you know, those areas that look like it's striped, try to wash them out as much as you can, and see if it will come back on its own. But if it's dead if it's dead like that, it's not coming back. You know, that you just have to remove and patch it as much as you can. And if I had if I had several spots in my yard that look like that, I would seed as opposed to trying to buy sod to try to patch up different areas. Any more on that? So,
Would you deal with pet
pardon me?
a pet spot in a similar manner?
Oh, yeah, so I deal with that myself personally. I have a lab and she jacks my backyard up pretty good. Between digging and killing grass, she just does what she does. So you just when you have pet, you have to stay on top of it. And Revive has this product, and I don't want to plug anybody, but they're the only one that I know. They have a product that you can use and you spray on that spot, and it works pretty good. It's worked for me. You have to stay on top of it. Otherwise you can follow your pet around when they do their business. You can get your hose and dilute it to try to keep your grass from dying. That's the only other thing I would suggest. Okay. So I want to talk about pollinators and growing various kind of gardens. So the best thing I can tell you though, if you want to learn or if you want to have a garden, flower garden that's going to attract pollinator, the best resource for you is to go to our website and look up our Garden in the Box program. And click on the Garden in the Box, and they have pre-planned, pre-packaged various pollinators, plants, and flowers that looks beautiful that will help you out. And they're very attractive for pollinators, bees and butterflies alike.
Is it free?
No, it is not free. The website is free. You get to the website, you can get the information for free, but every year we have a certain amount that Denver Water will sell. And I used to volunteer, we would meet you at, we would go to various middle school in the afternoon or evening, or even Saturday sometimes. You will come to that, all you have to do is go to the middle school, show up, and then you get what you ordered, which is deliver them to you. You pick them up and then they're ready, they're like plug and play. You get to your garden, put them down. It's the best way to go. Home Depot couldn't help you as much as Garden in the Box could. And of course, when you do that, this is what you want it to look like. You want butterflies in your yard, you want beautiful flowers growing, and just the aroma is just smelling fresh. Everybody wants their back and front yard to be like this sanctuary or a heaven, where you look at it and just say, hey, let me get a glass of lemonade. And have a good time. I tried really hard, and bees are hard to catch, right? So I tried really hard to take a picture of a bee, and his wings was just going too fast. My camera wasn't that great, so that's as good as I could get. It doesn't look like it, but that's a bee in that picture. And I wanted to show various examples of water-saving gardening and landscape. Here's one. You can mulch your yard. This is a front yard, right? As you can tell, our meter is right there. You have a nice front yard, have various bushes and plant strategically placed that will be beautiful in your front yard and still allow you to not have a football field out there.
Wait,
Which
well,
is
you skip past the part where you're supposed to tell people not to plant over the meter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. As you can see, this particular homeowner did a good job. They left the meter exposed, and you can walk up to it, and we can handle our business the way we need to. So yeah, that's a very good point. The worst thing is to have we would hate to have you plant flowers on top of that, and then we come out and, hey, you gotta move it, and then it defeats the purpose. Plus, if you grow a flower on top of that, he would just kill the roots anyway.
We're not supposed to keep a 2-foot radius on
Around the meter, yeah. So, yes. Here's another landscape where you have flower. This one has flower, rocks, and just different ideas that you can use to kind of eat up space in your front yard or backyard without having to have a whole lot of grass. If you want to get extreme, you want a little green, this is turf. Looks like grass from afar. You couldn't really tell that that's turf. That's why I used that particular one. You couldn't really tell that it's turf, but they have rocks.
It's artificial turf?
Yeah, that's grass. It is grass, artificial grass. It looks like grass. They've done really well with these things. It looks just like grass, but it's turf. And the advantage to that is all year long, while your neighbor's grass are dormant and looking brown and ugly, and I have to be honest, I have 2 neighbors that have this, and it bothers me. Because you drive by in the wintertime and it's green. It's
So
like,
does it breathe so the dog is on it?
well, you're supposed to wash them out.
Oh.
You're supposed to wash them, you're supposed to water them from time to time. Because it's made out of rubber, and after heat, all that, it'll get worn out. So that's I like it, but I don't know if I would have it in my front yard. Maybe I have some in my backyard.
Well, you work with HOA, so do you know if HOAs have issues with those artificial turf?
Not too bad. Some HOAs do, but my particular HOA doesn't. But I would recommend that you check with your HOA to see what you can and cannot do with that. Because some HOA just want you to have grass. Some of them even want you to have a golf course. I mean, when I say golf course, that's just a term that we use. Super green grass, you can lay on it, you're well manicured, and it's perfect grass. They cut it to like ½ an inch low. The best way to keep your grass is to have it grow as tall as you can have it, not super tall, but don't cut it too low, because the lower it is, the less moisture it can retain, and it gets beat up by the sun.
Does the optimum length depend on the type of grass that it is? Or is there one that's best length for saving water?
Well, I would say I keep mine probably about 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches tall. Because I cut my grass once a week for 2 reasons. I don't want to have to cut it twice a week. I want to cut it once a week, and I want the moisture. I want my grass, my turf to retain the moisture that I'm putting in there as much as possible. But you can gauge what works for you. Scott?
Are you seeing, out in the field, are you seeing more and more artificial turf being installed?
Not
Either by
as much as you would
residences,
think.
commercial, or anything?
Not as much as you would think, but honestly, I'm glad that everybody's not going to it, because we do need, just for life, for a healthy community and environment, we do need grass. We need vegetation to help to do what it's supposed to do and help us with our air. As a matter of fact, we have requirement for those high rises downtown. They're all having green roofs now. So you have to have some kind of vegetation to help us out. But I'm not saying, to answer your question, I'm not as much as I thought I would see. And they're not cheap. They're really not cheap, but
Yeah.
they I would recommend use it a little. I would use a stripper. I would use a little bit of it. I want to use a little bit of it actually in my backyard for my dog. So here's another landscape, water-saving landscape. You can rock it. I think it's a great way to go if you don't have kids or for the front yard. This is perfect for front yard, more so than the back, you know. And there's other things that, you see a lot of this, box gardens now, and I think that's a great idea also. You have box gardens, use rock, raised gardens, and you have the vegetation, all flower, whatever, and some of you might recognize that's Van Desmore and his family. Go ahead.
When you use mulch or rock, do you recommend, what kind of underlayment? Are you putting anything?
Yeah, you definitely,
Vinyl
you
down?
want to line it, because that, to keep weeds out.
Yeah.
You definitely want to line it. I don't want to venture into recommending what type to tell you to get. I would ask you to look it up and ask your home and garden people at Ace, Home Depot, or what have you, Lowe's, and have them guide you in the best way. But definitely you want to line it, otherwise you're defeating the purpose. All right? Is that it on that? So if you want more information, we always have stuff on tap. And if you have any more questions or any information, keep an eye out on tap, and you can always email me. Pretty much this. Go ahead.
What's the purpose of amending the soil and what do you use for that?
So the purpose of amending the soil is to basically you want to break the soil down, and you want to put nutrients into the soil to try to make sure that when you get in there, the roots have soft path to get down, and so they can grow and be healthy. You want to amend the soil for two reasons. The ground is compacted and it's packed down. The roots can't get in if it's hard. You want to break that soil down and amend it with nutrients and vitamins. And just think of it as a vitamin source, all right, that you want to put down, and then you have fertilizer to that. It'll help speed up the process for healthy vegetation.
Do you have any other recommendations for what you would amend topsoil with? Like, do you have experience with like compost or anything like that with the topsoil?
I know there's compost and various polymers that people use. It depends on your budget. I think most all of this depends on your budget and what you want to do. So you could go as far as trying to get expensive polymers that you can add to your topsoil that will retain moisture even to a greater level than most. But again, it's a budget issue for me. But I do believe, at minimum, that's why I use the topsoil. Get some topsoil at minimum.
Could you repeat where you go to get the garden and all stuff?
Oh, yeah. It's about 5 slides now. So it's on our website. Go to our website, www.denverwater.org, and you click on education. I think it's under education. No. It'll come up once you get to our residential, and then you see the garden in the box option.
Okay.
And then you click on that, I'm sorry.
Is it expensive?
Is garden in
Did
the
you
box
say yeah?
expensive?
Yeah.
No.
No?
I don't think so. For the plants that you're getting, you get a lot. You really do. Now, I got one, it was like maybe 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. It was like 100 like
But it's all the same
20
size.
bucks. No, there's different size. You get to pick what you want. And you can pick some plants that are for shaded area of your house, some are in the sun. It's plug and play. It's really, really good.
It's no more expensive than like if you buy it at a garden store or whatever.
Oh, we don't get it special.
No, not as far as I know, we
They
don't.
used to give $25 a ton.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they plan it for you, it's planned for you.
I thought,
Yeah.
That's
did we
the-
get a discount as Denver Water employees? No.
Well, not that I know of. You might.
It takes part of the equation out, it plans it for you, and all the plants that are in it are grouped together for a reason, like they're they're all good shade plants, or they're good for a sunny area, or, yeah, it takes a good part of the planning out for
You
you.
can pick
And-
things based on the size of the box.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes, and the other thing is those plants are Colorado, those are plants that are gonna work in Colorado. Whereas when you go to Home Depot, you might get plants that they're selling, but it might not be good for our environment or climate.
Are they vegetable plants or are they just flowers?
No, they have, you can do
Yep.
vegetables.
Do you
Yeah, they do
vegetable?
vegetable gardens, they do succulent gardens, they do,
Okay.
you know, xeriscape garden.
One-stop shop.
I
mean,
accidentally
it's-
got,
And it's not
I
just
did the
Denver.
flower garden one and they sent me a melon instead, so now I have a
We
melon
didn't
patch in my
share
front
one.
yard.
It's all
So
every
these
time.
are gonna be melons once they
Those
finish.
come around once in a while.
Another one, it's a little bit strange, but you know.
We're past the time, we're past the time, it's early on.
That's cool,
I want
yeah.
to say around March is when we start delivering.
Okay.
All right.
This might seem kind of random, but is there a place to go that you find out, okay, we have this much rain today or this week or whatever, so you don't need to water like you used to?
So, you know what, let me go back, I kind of went through, so one of the things that I would recommend always for your irrigation system is to always make sure that you have a rain sensor. Preferably a rain sensor with a catchment device. This one has a catchment device where it measures the rain up here. And there's another one that here has a catchment device, and the rain falls in there, and it gauges exactly how much precip we got. And while it's wet, your irrigation system will not run.
So is that connected to the box? Is that
It's connected, this is outside, but it's remotely connected to your, it's wirelessly connected to your irrigation system.
Even if you have an old one like that?
Like this one?
No, I have an old one like that blue one.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If it, well, it has to have a sensor,
Yeah.
okay, that's why I have this in here. So this right here is where your sensors are. This is a rain sensor relay. This is this. Okay. Go ahead.
Wally, are there any other resources that you could share that would be good places to go to like figure out good trees, plants, things like that to plant for the climate here? Or figure out specifically to what we're looking for?
The trees that grow well in Colorado?
Tree, yeah, anything, because like, from my example specifically, I have a yard that's completely a blank template for the most
Okay.
part. And so I'm slowly starting to integrate more and more landscaping, and I want to think about it from a low
Wait,
water
a
usage
great spot
perspective.
then.
Yeah,
You can do whatever you want. You got a canvas, you can paint.
exactly.
So, yeah, I'll
Perhaps like CSU extension or something.
CSU
like that.
Extension, I was just going to say that. CSU Extension is a great resource for us in Denver because they have a lot of the research. As a matter of fact, most of the irrigation testing and things that we do come from CSU. Another one is Northern Water. They have a lot of information too. And Denver Water has, we have a lot of good information. We're not too shabby,
Not too shabby at all.
not at all. And, you know, we have coworkers here that are exceptional. It's a lot of knowledge. That's one of my favorite things about working here is that there's a lot of knowledge base at Denver Water in various departments. You know, it's like a well that never runs dry. Cool. So,
Anything else?
if there's no more questions, I think we're
Take plenty of food back to your respective areas. Fill up another plate. Yeah. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank you. Cheers.